Peeps, we got a spicy debate out there. Welcome back to more CS news. It's been a large debate as of late, but of course for the past many years with the destruction, the demise, the downfall of North American Counter-Strike, everyone has their own angles as to why North America has struggled for quite some time in CS. You could also compare this to a lot of regions out there that have struggled as of late compared to the European powerhouse that is. You could say, oh, Brazil has taken a downturn. North America has taken a downturn. What about Swedish CS? And the list goes on and on compared to what has become international rosters and continued European dominance. But now it's Autimatic, a North American pro himself, who had a very good detailed video we talked about yesterday. But I wanted to re-spark this because he himself also tweeted about the situation with a take that some might say is wild and others might say is accurate. What do you guys think? As he said, there's been a lot of discourse over what I said about Shroud and Tarik in NACS. I'm here to clarify what I meant. Shroud and Tarik were NACS, and it died the moment they left. Like if you agree or disagree, curious to hear your thoughts. And it should come as no surprise, people gave their thoughts. A lot of people agreeing. I would say the majority of people agreeing with some of these points. Some of them actually disagreeing, saying it's a larger problem than that. Maybe starting with the teams or the organizations. And then some people just saying, hey, yes for Tarik, but no for Shroud. I think a lot of that comes from disdain towards Shroud and his sometimes joking, sometimes serious hatred of CS2 and mocking of the game, which again, sometimes is bait, sometimes is true. But also when it comes to Shroud's retirement being so long ago and him being a variety streamer pretty early on, people like to say that there was a lot more opportunity with Tarik and what he was doing with his nightly CS streams and all the things he was actually doing around the game, which I would say the big thing is this. When these two walked away, so with it went the potential of what could have been and what they've clearly built for themselves now, playing other games. That is what North American CS and Counter-Strike in general is now missing out on. We can only imagine where the scene would be. Of course, we have our watch parties, we have our weekly events dang near, and we have tons of great pros and personalities as it is, but what could be, and you look at what Tarik is doing with his watch party in Valorant, you look at what Shroud has done with all of the games he plays, and still being one of the top streamers on Twitch and across multi-platforms. If you now pair that with the coexisting what would already exist with One and Flom and all the others out there, where we could be versus where we are, yeah, things are definitely a step back. And so Autimatic went into great detail as to many of the reasons why North American Counter-Strike is struggling, and a lot of them kind of lead up to his final point, which was not just COVID, not just teams not being willing to pay and supporting North American Counter-Strike, not just the rise of Valorant kind of eliminating that tier 2 scene, then being filled with tier 3 players, and then, you know, now our tier 3 is the tier 2, and now NA experience has really suffered because of a new up-and-coming FPS taking away that talent, and many other reasons he did list. Alongside that, our most popular players, they left. They're no longer watching. They're not really playing either. And it was just a really well put together thought that kind of got to tip the cap of like, wow, there's a lot of reasons why North America is suffering, but certainly Shroud and Tarik almost kind of started the snowball effect of what is currently NACS.
What I think is the biggest reason, and that is Shroud retiring. Fuck! Now, the second biggest reason is this fucking game is shit! Tarik retiring. And I know what you're thinking, Tim, you were so much better than both of them. Like, the scene should have been able to live on even after they retired. And while I agree with you, I'm not talking about in-game wise. I'm talking about their streams were huge. I mean, Shroud was pulling in, I think, about 10,000 viewers every night. Tarik was, 5 to 10,000. And I think this did a lot for the CS community. For one, it brought a lot of eyes to the nightly FPL games. It brought a lot of fans. I think that overall, it just brought a lot of support for teams like C9 for Shroud and Optic for Tarik. We're just missing that right now. We lose the Glocks! And even the smaller streamers, Dazed, Shaz, No One, Lasky, even those streamers, I feel like we're missing that. Back then as a viewer, I felt like you could probably find someone that you liked and watch FPL every night, and I felt like that brought a sense of community that is no longer really a thing.
But I do think if you asked an owner like Jason Lake, he would probably give you a bit more of a detailed and different perspective answer when it comes to orgs withdrawing from the space and, of course, the rise of salaries of said players in the space. And when it comes to the amount of talent that is in North America, I don't know where that all stemmed from, but certainly it's slim pickings now unless you want some of the top guys. And if you do want some of the top guys, you're going to pay a pretty penny for those that do remain at that level, or you're going to be trying to experiment with that former tier 2, tier 3 talent that is now filling in and trying to give them that tier 1 experience. And it's the first they're having of it, as we've seen with North American teams experimenting with. And as Autimatic alludes to, you still got these big organizations that are North American majority or slim majority, but they're still fielding 2 or 3 international players. So it's not a full NA support by any means. And will we ever get back there? I don't know if many people are hopeful. And we had tons of people responding on this, Maui included, and tons of you guys as well giving your 2 cents on this. And again, some agreeing with the Tarik example, disagreeing with the Shroud example. I think at the end of the day, this is something a lot of regions and a lot of esports, they do struggle with, right? There tend to be dominant regions across many games out there that you can name. But with North America being such a big region, it just feels weird when this is the case for such a prolonged period of time. And with there being, especially with majors, a lot of money in the scene, how no one is willing to give that risk financially to support a full NA team probably showcases there's a lot more going on behind the scenes that we aren't really privy to. And there are big problems as to why it's not being supported fully. So yeah, that is Autimatic's thoughts. He says that once Shroud and Tarik left NACS, it died along with them. What do you guys think? Till next time, please take care of yourselves. Also, huge thank to Thunderpick Esports Betting, guys. They are now back for this month as well. And thanks to them, we'll be doing a lot of traveling soon, including that good old Austin Major. We can also be betting on some CS matches. 21 only. Please bet responsibly. And I hope to see some of you guys live at those events. Till next time, though, what do you think? And we'll see you back here sometime soon. Okay, ta-ta.